One of my dear friends for many years, Mike Johns, is a board member of the nationwide Tea Party Federation, the National Tea Party Federation, and one of the original founders of the Tea Party movement's national level. Mike is a very good friend, actually a resident of New Jersey, but he's here representing the National Tea Party, and he wants to say just a couple of words.
One thing I want to point out right away is back in early 2009, really before we had the first tax day Tea Party rallies held, well over 1,000 across this country, was involved. It was some of the earliest calls and some of the earliest communications on this Tea Party movement. And one thing that I've noticed about the Tea Party movement that I think has been underestimated by some of its staunchest opponents and some of its cynics is the fact that this movement has proven time and time and time again that it can do the politically impossible, that it can win elections, and that it can send bad incumbents packing. And one of the reasons I think that there's a lot of excitement right now throughout New York State is the fact that this Tea Party movement has gravitated to Carl as a candidate and an agent of change, of necessary change in New York State. And his opponent, who I read this morning in Albany, when asked if he had Tea Party support, said yes, does not have support of any significant component of this Tea Party movement. So this race is shaping up in the final days as a race between the established status quo and the agents of change that comprise this dynamic and powerful Tea Party movement. Carl's policies are well known to all of you. But one of the things that's impressed me the most, and one of the reasons I'm here, is because this is the chief executive position of the second most populous state in the country. It's one of the most important elections held this entire primary season. And I think in the minds of many people in the Tea Party movement throughout this country, there is no election more important than one between a principled Tea Party candidate in Carl and his opponent, who has shown no set of principles, no set of commitment, and frankly, no ability for political success in general elections. So this Tea Party movement nationally stands behind Carl for governor of New York State. One thing you might say is that, well, you guys must have been sort of pulling this together for months, maybe a year or so. One thing I think we got to sort of confess is that the outpouring of support by the Tea Party movement for Carl has been huge. And there is a burning desire of this movement to express, with no equivocation, the fact that this is the candidate, this is the Tea Party candidate, this is the candidate who can bring change to Albany. And this meeting today, where we have representatives here who've driven 2, 3, 4, 5 more hours to be here just to share a few minutes about how important this race is.
With 24 hours notice.
With 24 hours notice. And about how important and valuable Carl's ideas, persona, demeanor, and fighting attitude are for the state of this New York. This is a true New Yorker that this Tea Party movement is galvanizing in these final days, and that one of the greatest political stories of this electoral primary season is going to be the outcome come Tuesday evening. And Carl is the Republican nominee for the gubernatorial seat in Albany. Thank you all very much for coming.